Hey guys, it's Steve from Valor Replicas, and I'm live in my shop again tonight. And I wanted to share and show how I display some of the things that I make in my shop after I'm done. So a lot of the things that I make are odd shaped and irregular. And when I get done with something, I don't like to just chuck it on a shelf. I like to display it in my shop and have it on display in a proper way. And I struggled for a long time to find a way to do things like this Star Wars blaster where it's an odd shape and I needed something custom. And what I came upon is a pretty unique solution. I wanted to show you that solution, and I wanted to show you how I've made it. So what I landed on are things like this. So this custom built or bent acrylic stand is made specifically for this gun, as is this one, as is this one. It's made out of 3/16 inch acrylic, and each one is custom made for each thing. And this was kind of a game changer for me because it allowed me to take very, very big things like this giant Star Wars rifle and create a stand that would hold it safely, all the way down to something small like this little Cryptex from Da Vinci Code. And I also usually do sort of a little museum label that kind of highlights what the project is. And I started making these, and there's been a couple of tools that I have found that has made making these a lot easier, and I wanted to share what those are. So come with me. We're going to try and do a 2-position live stream here. Okay, so as I mentioned, all of these stands that I make like this for my Blade Runner blaster are made out of this stuff, which is 3/16 inch acrylic. And you can get this at like Tap Plastics or Plastic Store. You can also find this at a big box store like Home Depot or Menards. They sell it over by the windows. They have the really cruddy thin stuff. You can find the thick stuff if you look for it, but if not, you can order it online. And I will, on my table saw, rip this down into pieces and use it. And the idea is it's a thermoplastic, so you can heat this with a heat gun and put it over the edge of a counter and put a decent bend into it. And I was doing that for a while, but it's not very precise, and I just wasn't getting something that was nice and refined like I wanted. So one game changer for me was discovering this thing. So it's hard to all show in one thing. So one end of this looks like this curlicue thing, and the other end has a plug. So this is called a bunch of different things. It's typically called a silicone strip heater. So inside this floppy piece of silicone is a heating element. You plug this thing in, and this thing heats up like crazy. You will toast your fingers on it. But what it allows you to do is to set this down onto a work surface, plug it in, and put a piece of acrylic on it. You wait like 3 or 4 minutes, and after 3 or 4 minutes, you're able to, again, take this and bend up this acrylic at a 90-degree angle and create a pretty consistent bend. But not a great bend. It got a little bit sloppy, and I tried a lot of stuff like bending it over the edge of a counter, and it got okay, but like hitting that 90 degrees was tricky each time. So the second game changer for me for creating these more consistently was a tool that I made, and that is this. So this is a little rig that I created to allow me to make these things much faster and much more consistently. It's all made out of 3/4 inch MDF, and I'll show you the backside. Just a couple of a piano hinge and a door hinge. And it's spaced and built so that I can take my silicone heater, put it in there, take a piece of acrylic and line it up where I want the bend to go, clamp this down and heat this up. And after about 3 or 4 minutes, I can yank this out and I can easily bend this thing up, and I hit 90 degrees consistently each time. This thing was a game changer again. It makes me display things more often because it's not such a pain in the butt to create nice looking things like this. So I wanted to share this. Again, the acrylic you can get at a big box store. Everything I made here is a few bucks. If you email me at valorreplicas@gmail.com, I will send you plans on how to make your own. This is really, really simple, and I hope it's helpful to somebody out there. So thanks a lot. Have a great night.